Good Monday morning and welcome to the another episode of the Role Teller series. And today we are proceeding from where we stopped, where we had created this system admin queue table, and the table had both normal fields and flow fields. I added some other fields here, but we could look at them where we get the logged on minutes this month, and we had these functions to get the number of posted entries. This is something that I added, that this is an extra thing, and they calculate the sales this month. This is a page that I fetched from the sales invoice queue. This is a procedure that I fetched from that queue. Probably, I don't know if we'll need it, but we might need it. Yes, we can display it. And when you have a normal field, remember you put, okay, the normal field will be populated from a formula, and a flow field will fetch the data directly from the table. So today we are going to create this wide layout, and these are the normal layout of the queue page.
Hii ni Tech na Msangi ya jishinde.com.
So when you go to the queue page, this is the page that we have created, and the naming convention is system admin activities. You finish it with the activities. So we have the system admin activities. The page type is a card type, and then the source table is system admin queue. So the property that we need to add here is refresh on activate. That is true, meaning that where you set this property on pages where you want to refresh data when the user navigates back from another page. So we want that when the user is from they are doing other activities and they go back to the role center page, this particular queue will refresh itself. And so here we have now the layout of the page and the area as usual. But now on the queue, on the group section, we don't use the group, we use the queue group instead of the group area content, and then we use the queue group for this particular page. So for this, I will call it the system admin. Let me call it the. Let me just call it group 1. I'm out of names. Oh my goodness. But okay, on the properties, we need to add a caption. You'll see the importance later. Caption. Oh, okay. The caption is already here. We just need the caption to be activities. Instead of system admin activities, because on the display it will give us a better look and feel. So the queue group, the group 1, so we'll have the layout. Queue group layout will enable us to set the wide layout for this. So this is the queue group layout wide that we are trying to set, and then we will say show caption to be false, so that we might not show this caption here. Otherwise, we could have this caption right under these activities. So the reason we have changed the caption from system admin activities to activities is because of this display here. When you have system admin activities, it doesn't look really well. So this is the caption for the page part. And now we have the layout is wide and then the caption is false. Then we now need to add the fields very fast. So the field here, the first one, we have let me say the number of logged on users, but I want something that will have big values because this is a wide layout. We could start with sales this month. Let me start with sales this month here as the first field. And remember, we need to set it as a record because it will be depreciated or it will have an error if we don't explicitly specify that is for the current record. So we just need to have a tooltip, maybe to say, maybe it specifies the field for the sales done this month. Let me brighten my screen. sales done this month. And we'll have the application area to be basic, or let me just say suit. And finally, we just need to add one property here that would be the drill down page ID that will open the customer ledger entries control space, and then we get the customer ledger entries. So that is how we set up now the field to display, just like the way you set up a field in a page. So it's not a big deal here. So we need like at least maybe 3 fields. So I'll also add the number of minutes logged on. So what is it here? It is the number of minutes logged on, total number of minutes logged on. And we'll also have the total number of minutes logged on this month. Total number of minutes logged on could give us a big value as well. So this is the number of minutes logged on. Total number of minutes logged on for the total number of minutes logged on. So we want to know like how many minutes have been logged on into the system, and then here the page that will be displayed will be the user time registers. So user time registers. And finally, we will have the total number of minutes. What is it? It should be the minutes that have been logged on this month. So when we add logged on, but we need to add this month, I believe. And then on this other side, okay, that's not it. Total number of minutes logged, number of minutes this month. Total number of minutes logged on this month. Remember, this will be the caption as well, and we will also have the user time registers that will display. So this is the end of the wide layout. The wide layout will say this is what will be displayed in the wide layout. When you click on see more, this is what we are trying to open. So we are done with the first wide layout. We need now to create a queue group now for the second category that will display for us the number of users logged on and others. So we need another queue group. Remember, the syntax is queue group. So we'll just call it users info, and here I'll have a field. So I'm not specifying, the normal layout is the default. You don't need to specify the normal layout. So the normal layout will display by default. So I'll just add a field for the number of minutes logged on. No, it's supposed to be number of users logged on. So the number of users logged on, and as well we have the same features for application area. Let me just copy here, tooltip application area, and then we'll have the tooltip says that it will specify the number of minutes, number of users logged on, and specifies, not specified. Then you will have the active session concurrent. It's supposed to be concurrent session list. Then on this other side, we need to add something to just say it's not specified, it is specifies. So we'll just replace all from specified to specifies. Then when we have the number of users logged on, we could have another field for the number of what is it? Think, Msangi. We have some other fields here. You can still repeat some because it is a demo. Sales this month, number of entries posted today. Yes. And this one will link to the general ledger entries because it's giving us the number of entries posted today. So here we are. We just need to say that this is, it will run the page for general ledger entries. Okay, I'm just supposed to say general ledger entries. I don't believe there are any, but let's just set it like that. Then when we have that, I think that's enough. We can add another one, maybe the last one. That will be the, what is it now? What is it now? What do we need here? We need the, from these entries, we have the number of users logged on, the number of sales this month, number of entries passed today, number of users logged on, number of approved entries. I don't know if it has any value, but you can just put it there. Total number of approved entries. This could be big also. You could also have it in the wide layout, but we can leave it as here. Then, so it specifies the field for the total number of approved entries in the system. So you want to know how many approved entries are in the system, and the page here will be approval entries. Yeah, we can add the filters for where the status is what and what, but for now we just need this. So now after creating this, let's go back to our page to see the progress. Just before we proceed, let's see the progress of what this just gives us before adding any other thing. What is it? I have one problem here, and the problem says I expect a squiggly curly brace at the end. Where is it missing? I think it's here. Yes, there we are. So let me build and run just to see where we are in terms of the page. Like, we just want to see the progress as at now, and before we add any other thing to this page. Publish, 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 publish. My machine is a bit fast today, fast in terms of slow, but we can be able to see. So we start with it's a simple page that is for display purposes. Okay, I think I'll just stop this because at this stage we cannot be able to see anything in terms of display. We need to do a little bit more here. So when you are done with this, we need to create a trigger for opening the page. We need to say like trigger for on open page. So to make sure that we can be able to populate this field, we need to have a begin and end. So on open page, so we need to set this thing here, like if not get, then begin and end. So rec.init and rec.insert. This is the setup for, because this table will not be having any value. So we just need to set the primary key to have a dummy value to be able to get that information. And once we set this up, we also need to populate the fields for the values that are calculated for the normal fields, and which will come on after get current record of the page. And on after get current record, we have how many normal fields do we have? In the normal field category, we have flow fields for like number of users. We have a flow field for number of users logged on. We have total minutes logged on and all that. So we need a normal field will be for the sales this month and number of entries posted today, total number of minutes this month. Hope I remember. Okay, let me go back. Total number of minutes this month. So we need to start with that. So the rec dot total number of minutes this month will be, we'll get it from now this function that will get the logged on minutes this month. And for the total number of minutes logged on, we also have another function for getting the total what is it, total number of minutes logged on, get logged on minutes this month. What's the name of this function? Okay, my naming convention isn't the best. If I can't remember the name of the function, then it means there's something wrong with my naming convention. Calculate sales this month. I have number of posted entries. I have get number of minutes this month. Oh, I only have get number of minutes this month. I don't have the total number of minutes logged on. So I can even say, I can decide to get the total number of minutes logged on. Oh, this is not a flow field. Sorry. The total number of minutes logged on is not a flow field. It's only calculating without a flow field. It's not a normal field. It's a flow field. Okay, total number of minutes this month is a normal field. We only need now the number of entries posted today and the sales this month. Number of entries posted today and the sales this month. Number of entries posted today, get number of entries, posted number of entries, and then the sales this month also just need to assign it to the calculate the sales this month. And that's how you allocate to make sure that on after get current record, remember this trigger, it runs after the current record is retrieved from the table. You see, once the current record is retrieved, this is a table with one record. So once the current record is retrieved, it will populate now these values. That's why it's important to set it on after get current record. Okay, and now here we are. Remember, we have done this, and this, and this. So we have, you see, this is a grouping. This is a queue group for a normal layout, and this is a grouping, and this is a grouping, and they align themselves based on the number that is existing. And remember, you should always start with the wide layout. The wide layout will distribute itself in the whole page. If you don't start with the wide layout, all the other, this normal layout will, the wide layout will behave like the normal layout. So be keen while designing, make sure that when you're setting it up on the page, the wide layout is the one that is the first one. Let me just finish this page, because before we test, I remember that, you see, when you click on activities, you have an action here to set up queues. So how do we do that? So I didn't want to spend a lot of time trying to create it. But it's a normal function that this is the actions that we have. It's just an area processing, and then you have an action where it will have the application area, then the caption, image setup, and then setup queues and tiles. So it goes to this code unit. I will show you how it retrieves the actions, but it's basically the action will help you set up the queues if you want to get different color codings for the queues based on what you want. I've remembered something else that we'll do, but for now, let's just, okay, the action shouldn't be here. It will be right before the layout. So for now, let's build and see what we have. Before we create the action tiles, let's just build this. Finally, we can be able to test. The package has been created. We can run it, and we make sure that we verify what we have seen in terms of the queues. Where is the queue? Where is the queue? So I have just remembered something that we haven't done. Once you create the queue, you need to display it on the role center page. So the first part was the system admin. The next part is the queue. Oh my goodness. System admin activities. Can set it activities. System admin activities, and then the application area will be basic suite. And once you have set it up like that, let me just stop the debugging and then build and rerun it. So the displays, we start with the headline and then we go to the activities. Remember, these are linking from outside the page as we had stated earlier. And here we are, I believe this is the latest. And in the system admin activities, let it refresh. There we are. We have something funny here. So we have the sales this month and we have the activities displayed the way we wanted them. The total number of minutes logged on this month, and they are the same because I believe I have the same number of minutes logged on. Remember, here in the user info, we are still having the number of users logged on in the web client. Is it true? Okay, the others are logged out, I believe so. There are 3, but this is the current session. I don't know why they are displaying 2. Okay, 3. Okay, it has refreshed. Refresh on activate has worked. I was wondering. Let me just close this other tabs and then go to another page and then come back. So here is now our queue. It's coming up. We have the activities, and remember, when you search on this page and you search for queue setup, you can be able to set up queues like the way you want them to be displayed. Let's say let it open. So like this is an activities queue for sales this month. So the queue ID will be 6 and the username is blank. It means it's for every page. So if the sales this month is 0, then the lower range will have no color. But if the sale this month is 10,000 and between 10,000 and 0, it will have no color. But if this sales this month are above 10,000, it will have a favorable color, meaning that we are saying there is success here. And we can say for us, when you click on this page, you can be able to set up the queues. You may be wondering, oh, Msangi, you say that this wide layout will span to the whole page, but what is happening? And in the other finance queue setup page, this user info was displaying on below, right here below, because here we only have 3 we have only 3 action. We have 3 queues here, and when you have few queues, it will just distribute on the page. Unless we have more queues and more groups, then it will be able to now span just below. But we'll add more action tiles and we'll be able to see. For instance, let us set this total number of minutes logged on. We want, if the number of minutes logged on, if it's below 1000, we can click on setup queues here. Open, please. So the number of minutes logged on, I need to change this machine. Okay, the number of minutes logged on, where is it? Total number of minutes logged on. So we have the lower range is none. We can change it to favorable. Not favorable. Let me set it at none. If the number of minutes logged on, as at now we have how many minutes? We have like 2000. Let me say if it's 5000, let me say 2500, and here 5000. Okay, so if it's 2500 and below, don't display anything. Let me set it to 2k. There's a reason I want to see something. But if it's between 2000 and 5000, then display favorable. Favorable is this green in color. But if it's above 5000, then display the ambiguous color. Ambiguous is this color that looks like, is it yellow? Yeah. And subordinate looks, I don't know, this color. I'm not color blind, but probably can say unfavorable. Unfavorable if it's just this small value, but favorable if we have a big value. So if I close this page, we will see that this number has been populated to unfavorable. Why? Why is it unfavorable? Let's go to setup queues here. When you go to setup queues here, you can be able to see that the red is unfavorable because the number of minutes is between 2000 and 5000, and this is the range that we are having. But we can set this for this month. Remember, this system was installed this month, that's why it's not having any other thing. So the total number of minutes this month, we can set if it's let's just change it to the same. We'll have 5,000 and 2,000, and we'll say that this one will be unfavorable and this one will be, no, this one will be favorable here. Favorable for everything, as long as there is a number of minutes. But here we can set it as the threshold to be 0, or let's say 10 minutes at least. So we can close this page and we'll be able to see that as well. So where is it? 2000 is none. Oh my. Okay, let me set it up again. The total number of minutes logged on this month, we have stated that supposed to be favorable. If it's favorable, if it's between 2000, should give us the favorable. Let me set this to none. Oh, I'm on the wrong one. Sorry. This month is here. Then, okay, I think this bright light is probably giving me a lot. 5,000. 5,010, and then favorable, and then favorable. This is just for statistics. You can be able to say you want the user to see if the sales are increasing. They can be able to change whatever they want based on the queues that they're having. So yeah, here we are with our blue that is favorable for the total number of minutes this month. So this is the help of this setting up the queues. Finally, and how did we create this action? I told you that we have this page here. The action was created using this particular page where the system admin activities. There we are. We say that the action is to set up queues. We are just going to this code unit for queues and KPIs, and it will pick the queue record ref that will have the setup queues, and it's an administrative function. So we get the table for this particular queue just to customize to display only the fields for this current user. But ideally, if you as an administrator, you can be able to set the global without specifying the user ID as the first field, and it will be able to now display different colors based on the queue that the user has logged on. And if you don't have a drill down page, you may not be able to see a good color coding on this green color. If you remove the drill down page, you will not be able to see it. So the other thing that you can be able to set on a queue is an action tile. So we'll have another queue group. We'll call it Tech Namsangi. This is a queue group that we want, for instance, to link to another page. The actions that you may want actions to that will open other pages or open another link. For me, I want people in my organization, I want them to see the web page from Navision. They log in Navision, they open the web page, or you could link them to their email. They open this Navision and then they can be able to see the email. So the first action that I'll create here is for the home page. And the home page, we'll say that the trigger on action will open for us the home page. So it will open a hyperlink of this https://gshinde.com. So we open gshinde.com. The hyperlink will open for us a page. So, and then the other hyperlink that you can create here is we can create another action. Remember, we should always specify now the application area to be basic and suit. So for this action, we need to specify an image. An image will determine how it will be displayed. So the image has this, if you have tile blue, if you have a color, it will have the background of a color, and then the action, okay, we'll see how it displays. The background will be a color, and then the circular info to display whatever we want. If we have maybe an image that is not a color, let me take violet as the color, image style violet. And the other one will have an image. They display differently if you use an image or color. So here we will go to another action that will open the YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe also. So here we will say tile YouTube. There is not tile YouTube, but there is tile camera because we are recording. And then here we will just say it is www.youtube.com/channel, and then we say the channel name is Tech Namsangi. So that's how we create now the different action tiles. The action tiles can be able to link you to a separate page or open a different page. So we will build this, and this is almost there. We are almost at the last part of this role tailor. Okay, no, creating the cues and tiles. So let's go and test and see the action tiles, how they display on the page. And you can get creative if you want. You can also open a page. You can run another page. Maybe this is a page that you want displayed in the action tiles instead of this other side of the navigation menu, the navigation bar. So you can also have the page under your action tiles. So there we are with our page. So the system admin role center, we have covered this. Now we are going to this grouping, getting ready. So the default page that opens is the customer page. Worry not. Where are my action tiles? There we are. We still don't have enough to be able to open, to make this menu go down. So we'll just duplicate this to just see that functionality. So here is another group. Remember, this is group 1, this is group 2. So it's opening the home page for Tech Ramsangi, and this one is opening the YouTube channel. So when I click on this, I'm linking my role center to the home page of Jishinde Creative Limited, and that is how I have opened the website for Tech Ramsangi. And then we go back to this YouTube channel. The YouTube channel will open for Tech Namsangi YouTube channel, and there we are. We have linked the YouTube channel from the role center page. We have also linked our home page, and we can be able to link several other pages depending on what we want. I hope it won't play. Yes, it doesn't play. Yes, okay. So we need to go now to, we want these tabs to go to the next page. So I just want to make sure that I can duplicate and create other actions. Let me just add this to have maybe 2 more. I'll repeat the number of approval entries, even if it doesn't have anything. Just a minute, just one. So just to make sure that it can span on the other side of the page, so that we can see that, yes, depending on the number of values that you have, the page will auto rearrange itself. And the last thing we'll also try to do is to view the page on a mobile device or a tablet. And then we see how it will display, because it is an intuitive design. And on the web client, if it's on a tablet and phone, the display will be different automatically based on the number of queues that you have, based on your role center. You can just be able to see it directly. So it is opening here on this other side, getting ready for us. Let's keep patient. Keep patient. So the role center is something that when you are creating it, your creativity and your patience to understand what the user wants is very important. And you can see it has auto moved to the next page because of the number of cues that we have and action tiles. So if you have many, it will just keep on aligning itself downwards towards the page. So don't worry if you have, once you have created yours, you just see them aligning here right on top. Maybe you haven't added enough of them. And when I go to, where do I get when I personalize, Okay, I think I should go to my settings. No, design. I need to go to design. So when I go to design, when I click on the tablet view for this system admin role center, that is our tablet view. You can see our homepage is displaying with a very beautiful violet color, and this is the YouTube with the image readily displayed. So you can either choose the color or the image. When you choose the image, it will display with the background, and these tiles are just beautiful here from the top, and you can see like, oh wow, this is the tablet mode. And from the phone, when we have our phone, this is how it will display on our phone. Our phone, it is rearranging itself in a very good view. So you can imagine the way you are giving your users a very amazing homepage, landing page, that when they log in, they can now be able to see the statistics that they want. They can open the pages, they can create actions, when they can click on these and open actions, user setup, change log entries, and all that. So, and that's it for this video. In our next video, I believe we shouldn't have another one, but we will see. If we don't have another one, I think that's substantially enough in terms of what the role center offers. But let's move to the role of accountant, and we'll see what we could offer in the next episode. There is that customization for my accounts, for insights. So you can see like this accountant role center has so many of them. Like this is an action tile, and they're just arranging themselves based on how they are displayed. And yes, that's how they are displayed. In the old Navision client, when you had an action tile here, you could see this number with the action tile displayed on the same page. But in this web client, you choose one. Either you have the queue or the action tile. You cannot have them at once, like a group for queues separately and a group for action tile separately. And we will just add a page for insights to display my vendors and my accounts. Remember, this is also a new table that you create for my vendors and my accounts. So it is populating with the vendors that are specific to that user ID, and then finance performance, business performance, cash flow forecast, report index, Power BI reports. Okay, we will see how to approach the next video. If this is the last video, I believe you have enough in terms of the role tailor or understanding how to create your own role center, explore and do things maybe that haven't been covered in this video. There is a lot to learn about role centers. This is not everything that I have given, but I have done my best to help you at least create your role center in the best way possible. So thank you for watching this long video. Please take your time to make sure that you understand and apply whatever we have learned. Make sure that you do it, because by doing it, that is how you gain wisdom. Doing it will give you wisdom because of the experience. Just learning and leaving it without implementing won't be able to help you understand exactly what you have done. And that's it for this video. May God bless you. I will see you in the next video.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so that you don't miss the next one.